dudes! This is Laura Summer, the original voice of Janine Mountains on The Real Ghostbusters, and you're listening to Tommy Throwback Kovac on Splat from the Past. Oh, fudge! Tommy brought his own slime!
Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming the voice of Peppermint Patty in the 80s incarnation of Charlie Brown, and that is Gini Holtzman. Gini is finally making herself visible in the public again after a very short time in the voiceover industry, and now she's coming back acting and everything. I'm having her on the show today to talk about that short venture she had in the voiceover stuff, and I can't wait to have her on today. She seems really cool. When she was little, she was in the Thorn Birds, the classic miniseries, and in addition to Charlie Brown, she did voiceover for the Cabbage Patch Kids special, First Christmas, Punky Brewster cartoon, a couple others, and I'm going to ask her about all that stuff today, and I can't wait. So yeah, here is my interview with Gini Holtzman. Hey, Gini.
Tommy, hey.
Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. We had like a week straight of hot weather last week, and now it's been raining the last few days. I just want the sun to come back.
Oh, no. It's been raining. It's been like 3,000 degrees over here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to cool down.
I want to be in LA so bad.
Come on out. What's stopping you?
Not having anybody to live with is what's stopping me.
That's a little thing.
It may seem like a little thing, but it's not. I'll tell you.
Yeah, we kind of need a roof over your head if you're going to move. I just moved, actually. I got a little place. I was in a roommate situation, and now I've got my own spot, my family, so it's kind of exciting. It's a little house. I've never had a house before, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting, yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like it might happen, though, for us and stuff. We just found out today our apartment got bought by another realty company and stuff. I just hope that they don't make rent changes anytime soon. You know, I hope it goes for a little while before, everything it ges too crazy.
I know that's always a fear when they change management companies. There's always a fear that they're going to raise it, but maybe they'll lower it. Ha! That chance. That ain't gonna happen.
You know what? It could happen over here in Redding because it's very cheap to live here. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But going back in time, you were a child actress. At what age did you start gravitating toward acting?
I started when I was real young. Actually, I probably was 6 or 7. My mom would take me and my brother on auditions for various things, and I just fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. I'm a ham, but naturally, in case you haven't been able to tell, and it was just a great outlet for me.
Yeah.
Just be me and not be annoying and obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah. Were your parents in the business?
No, my parents were not in the business. My mom, just I don't know. I don't exactly know what caused her to put us in. I know that they always liked fiery redheaded children, and my brother and I were both carrot tops, super red freckles, and so she thought it might be a good idea to give it a shot, and we were successful somewhat.
Yeah, was your brother in anything?
My brother did a couple of commercials, nothing major, no voice work or no movies or anything, but he would lay on those commercials like crazy, national, like Orville Rettenbacher commercials and stuff like that. He's this all-American, great-looking redheaded kid, yeah, he would get a lot of work, while he was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. We enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah. Did you do a lot of school plays and community theater?
Oh my gosh, I did a lot of school stuff. I was always in the thespians or the drama classes, and once in junior high we went to some competition, and we placed in a couple things, and I really wish that my mom would have put me in a performing arts school. That would have been amazing, but that didn't happen. So it was just regular public school, and being going on auditions, or when I would book something and I would have to miss school to film or whatever was always fun. But there was a part of me that wanted to just be like all the other kids. I just wanted to be normal and not singled out. So there was that aspect of things too.
Mm-hmm. And plus, back then there was such an oversaturation of kid actors in that era.
Yeah.
You didn't want to compete with all of them. That was at the time of like Drew Barrymore, and
right?
Yeah.
The big wigs, Drew Barrymore, Alyssa Milano, all of those childhood 80s stars that, went on to have halfway decent careers.
Mm-hmm. Did you know Alison Croft?
I don't think so, no.
She's a friend of mine. She's been on here twice. I adore her. Yeah. She was doing lots of TV shows, and she did the sci-fi movie Trancers.
Oh man, I wonder if I saw her face, if I would recognize her. Yeah, I was young, so I didn't always know, people's names and stuff like that. But the faces, I always recognized. They were friends. I consider them my friends. So I would have to see a picture of her to know for sure if I went on auditions with her. Right? But off the top of my head, it doesn't ring a bell.
Mm-hmm.
But out of it when I was pretty young too. So, to a little kid, things look a lot different than they do to a grown up. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
For me, it was all about going and playing with the other kids and, getting into trouble. Not, I got to nail this part. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. You got cast in the legendary miniseries The Thornbirds.
Yes. Yeah, I had a little bitty part in that.
The Holy Communion Girl.
Communion Girl, yeah, that was my part. Just speaking. Go on my resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so super fun. We filmed in a beautiful, beautiful church, and they dressed us all in the Holy Communion wear. So, for me, I was playing the bride. They had a veil, and it was just so much fun. And that was the first experience where I actually got to sit and have them do hair and makeup, which was a fun experience for me because behind the scenes, you don't get hair and makeup, when you're doing voiceovers. So it was such a great, great time. I loved it. I remember all kinds of, and we had to keep on doing the takes over and over because I kept on tripping on the pews.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Right? Who did that? I'm not raising my hand.
Yeah. That,
happening. It wasn't me.
Yeah. This means nothing to anybody today, but back then it was the most watched, highest rated miniseries in network TV history, and it
was it really?
It was one of them. It was like tied with Roots and The Day After, and
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean it was a huge phenomenon. Yeah, and today it means shit.
Sorry, I keep talking over you. That is so cool, though. Wow, that's amazing. And thank you for that bit of information.
I didn't know that you didn't know it. I thought everybody who was a part of it did.
I had no idea. Look, I worked, and then I've taken up until about 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I took a long hiatus, so I didn't, talk to anybody. I didn't have any interaction. I didn't work, for the last 30 years. It was just like, okay, that's something I did, and now I'm done, and then I just swept it under the rug. So my knowledge in the area is really not great. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's the facts about anything that has to do with the movies and stuff like that, but, I'm back now, so I'm learning. So thank you for sharing that with me. I'm going to add that to
Of
my
course.
whole list of facts that I know now about the work that I did.
Of course. Yeah, the only other information I can give you about that was that Richard Chamberlain was still in the closet.
Yes, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was so handsome, though. I remember when we were doing my scene, I remember looking up at him. I had to, look up at him, and he gave me the wafer, and it was like, I reminded him of the girl that he was in love with when she was younger. And so there was a bit of a pause there when he gave me the wafer, and I was just like, oh, he's so cute. I was just like, you can pause all you want. Let's do this.
No, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Little brat I was.
So obviously, voiceover was more your forte.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was. Not by choice. I mean, I would have liked to have been in front of the camera, but, the way that the universe worked was this was the way that it went. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that it went at all,
Mm-hmm. So did you go right to Peppermint Patty in voiceover?
I did. I had a couple of calls for other things, and then they called and had me go out for Peppermint Patty, and it was something that, I got right away. I guess, clearly they knew what they were looking for, and my voice when I was a kid was extremely scratchy and hoarse, and it was exactly a replica of what they were looking for. So that happened fast, real fast.
So you got
yeah.
So you got it just because you looked like her.
No, because I sounded like her.
But the fact that you looked like her helped too, obviously.
It's crazy, right? Okay,
yeah.
It's a fun fact. Every single character all the kids that I worked with all looked like their characters. I kid you not.
Really?
Strangest freaking thing. They all look like their characters. I was like, really? Really? Yes. It was nuts. It was nuts. I don't know about the voices from the other years, but the time that I did it, they looked exactly like the character. It was a trip.
So Stacey Tolkien had the blonde hair, and Angela Sloan had the dark hair.
Yes, but I also worked with Stacey Ferguson, also known as Fergie.
Yeah.
So, yes, she had the blonde hair, and she was bubbly, and I mean, she was just like Sally. It was just crazy. It was nuts. Everybody looked like their character. I wish they would have taken more video of us, doing it, behind the scenes stuff. There's one or two videos out there, and it was done way back before good video was shot, and so it's real blurry. But it's crazy. You can really see it in those.
Yeah, wow. I was going to ask you about Fergie. Oh my God. So what was she like back then?
Well, I had a secret girl crush on her even back then.
Ooh, you bad girl.
I had a total girly boner for her when I was young. She, at that time, she was just about to get the Kids Incorporated gig. She was going on auditions for that and callbacks for that. And I remember her mom coming in and saying, "Oh, she got it." And I knew she could sing, and she was just the sweetest kid. She was just super bubbly and sweet, and we would me and her and some of the other kids, we would, go to the refreshments table and like grab everything we possibly could and go in the bathroom and like mix them all together and make potions and like, just to make a mess and piss everybody off. She was great. She was really, really a fun, she was a great girl. Even then, I'm a big fan.
That's awesome. Were you also a huge Peanuts fan?
You know what? Honestly, I got to tell you the truth. I ain't going to lie. I really wasn't a big Peanuts fan until I started doing it.
But you were...
I wasn't, but I am now.
But you were familiar with them, of course.
Absolutely, yes. I was totally familiar with them. But yeah, no, it wasn't like I was a big Tom and Jerry fan,
Yeah. Because every Christmas for the last 55 years, we've seen the Charlie Brown Christmas special ad nauseum,
Yes.
And of course,
I know by heart.
Yeah, and of course, by then there was 4 theatrical movies: A Boy Named Charlie Brown, Snoopy Come Home, Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, and my personal favorite, Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and Don't Come Back.
Yeah. Well, did you see Flash Eagle, the spin-off on Flashdance?
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness. Boy, you gotta see it. You would lose, if you're an 80s person, which I know you are, you would absolutely lose your mind. It is the funniest thing. They take Snoopy and they make Snoopy do the same dance moves as they did from the movie.
Oh.
It is so flippin' funny. It's so funny. It's like, and then they have some behind the scenes where they actually show how they took the dancer from Flashdance and, showed how they made him do the moves, and it was amazing. And then we also did a record. We did an album off of that show. And so I can say that I sing on a record with Fergie because I did.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'll check that out. Yeah, because to me, the 2 funniest Flashdance parodies are Chris Farley and Tommy Boy. And,
oh my God, it's hilarious.
And Groundskeeper Willie on The Simpsons.
I haven't seen that. That's something I'm going to have to look up. Groundskeeper who?
Groundskeeper Willie. Okay, so it's the episode where they have Mary Poppins come to be their housekeeper, but her name is Sherry Bobbins. And she takes them to this little town where everything is like a reference to something from the old centuries and stuff. There's like an Oliver reference in there. And then there's Groundskeeper Willie dressed like an old Scotsman from the old century, and he's singing Maniac.
Oh my God.
And playing one of those marching band drums with his feet in the back of him. And then he pulls the string, and then the bucket comes down on him.
Oh my God, that is. I'm looking at it right now. That's hysterical. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I'll watch it in its entirety later, but I cannot wait. This is so funny. This is so freaking funny.
Yeah, and then it's revealed that him and Sherry Bobbins dated when she had this eye condition, and after she could see again, she didn't want to have anything to do with him, right? And
when she saw how he looked.
Yeah, and she's like, "It's so good to see you, Willie," and he's like, "That's not what you said the last time you saw me," and then he walks away.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Sherry Bobbins ruined my life.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's classic. Oh, I gotta catch that.
It is
funny.
It is. It's funny. I tried to get the voice of Lucy in the old Charlie Brown Christmas special, Tracy Stratford. She's a teacher up in Oregon, I believe, and she did a podcast about 4 years ago, and she told me it got her into trouble. And she would do my podcast, but the other one got her into trouble, and so she wanted.
That's so interesting that you say that, because the last podcast I did got me into trouble.
Why is that?
With my family, like my mom was very upset with the things that I had said, and I was like, "Oh, but Mom, okay, like clearly we needed to sit down and discuss what actually happened, because our You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I got it for that. I really did. And so I'm trying to be super careful today not to mention her too much because I don't want her to get this up. It's so funny.
Okay, we will talk about her.
I'm glad I'm not alone on that.
Yeah. Actually, she's not a teacher. She's a librarian. But still, she said she got into trouble. And I'm like, why? I listened to that interview. I mean, there was no swearing or anything. Everything was nice in that interview.
Right?
I just don't know.
What did she say was the reason?
She didn't tell me. You know what? I think maybe she heard one of my episodes where I was politically incorrect, because that is known to happen. People go take the initiative to listen to my show, and they hear the wrong ones all the time, and they're like, sorry, I'll pass.
Oh, no. I listened to 5 or 6 episodes, and I was like, I'm in. I am in. This guy is so down to earth and cool, and I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh.
I was super, super stoked because I knew that I was going to be in good hands and that you were a cool, down to earth dude. So don't let anybody else say anything negative about your show. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm so touched by that. I really am, Gini.
I mean it.
Which ones did you listen to?
I listened, well, of course, the porn star ones.
Oh, my newest ones?
Yeah, they were pretty much the newest ones. I listened to all, mostly the females.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, there were the 2 porn star chicks, and then there was the dominatrix girl.
Yep.
And then there was, let's see, there were a couple others. I don't remember, but I listened to them. I was, researching you.
Mm-hmm.
And, because I wanted to know what I was getting into. But as soon as, like I said, as soon as I heard you, I was like, hell yes, this is my kind of people.
Awesome. Yeah. I'll tell you something. I may be politically incorrect, especially when I'm talking to the ladies and stuff, right? But I'm very respectful. I'm not a sleazebag.
No, you are.
Yeah.
I saw that. You said what you needed to say,
Mm-hmm.
but you never once did you down talk or were you rude in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, you kind of let the ladies lead, and then you sort of followed based on, how far they were going to go. I just thought it was real classy. And this guy.
Thank you. Yeah, I was brought up to respect women, and I grew up in a neighborhood where it was all tomboys, and so I used to hang out with them and stuff. So I relate to women very well.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel super comfortable talking to you too. So I can tell that. Yeah, you're a sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. You did those Cheerios commercials as Peppermint Patty. Were those the first things you did?
Those were so much fun. Yeah, those were great. It was the same routine as, going in and laying down the tracks for, a show.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I didn't even know I was doing those commercials. I was just going in and recording. Like, I was kind of just like a puppet. Like, whatever you tell me I need to do, okay, I'll do it,
Yeah.
So it was cool, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get it? Cheerios. Really cool.
Yeah, what was the slogan? Cheerios keeps you on your toes or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. You're good. My memory does not serve me very well.
Well, because I watched one of those commercials last week.
Right on. Right on. And then there was the Metropolitan Life commercials as well. It was in there as well. Same. It was Peppermint Patty and the Cheerios one, the one with the Peppermint Patty and Marcy.
Yes.
Okay.
It was that one.
Yeah, that one was kind of fun. Where they're on the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Peppermint Patty's lagging. She's all tired.
Of course. She doesn't get any sleep. I love her. She's so much like me. I'm so much like her, should I say.
Yeah.
It's like, I just love it. She's a tomboy as well. And although I like girly stuff, I'm kind of I'm a switch. I'm kind of both. But yeah, I love her. I'm glad I represent her and not any other one.
Yeah. You replaced a girl named Victoria Vargas. Did you ever know her?
I don't remember the name. Like I said, I'm horrible at these podcasts because I can't remember any of this crap. I don't remember her per se.
Hmm. You did the Cabbage Patch Kids first Christmas special too and stuff. Man, that's a great cast. You got Hal Smith, Tress MacNeille, David Mendenhall. I've interviewed his sister.
Really?
Yeah, and Scott Menville, guy who was in a lot of things back in the day. Yeah, that's a good cast. I don't think I ever saw the special though.
You didn't see it. It was a one and done, man. Don't feel bad.
I was born in '83, and I did see a lot of specials from that time and stuff, but that was mostly my brother, who's 9 years older than me. He saw all that stuff.
Wow, you were still a little young.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what the internet's for. Hey, internet.
And also you did the Punky Brewster cartoon.
Yes, Leonora Crumb was her name, the character that I did. That was a good one. That was like, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was wonderful to do the Leonora Crumb part, I got to tell you, that was like one of the only other things that I did that was not produced by the crew, the Charlie Brown crew, Mendelsohn Melendez. Mm-hmm. And I noticed the difference. The Charlie Brown crew was so wonderful. They were fantastic. They were so good with us kids. Mm-hmm. And I really felt like I was spoiled because I thought that's how they all are,
Yeah.
So not that they were bad in any way, shape, or form, or not good to me, but when I did the Punky Brewster, there was a definite difference in the feel. It was more show businessy, cold show business type versus warm and, there for the kids and that wonderful atmosphere that they had created for us at Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was it Soleil Moon Frye doing Punky on the cartoon?
She was, but I didn't get to work with her. As a matter of fact, I almost got that part as well. I had 3 callbacks for Punky Brewster.
Really?
And he got it.
I can imagine you playing her. Yeah.
Oh, totally. I was bummed out on that one. I was also got beat out for Penny in Inspector Gadget. I got beat out for that too, but she got it.
Oh, right. God. Yeah, Inspector Gadget. I used to watch that all the time.
Me too. I love that one.
Yeah. You're like, damn, I want to be Penny.
Exactly. I was so stoked on it. That was one of the only auditions that I went on that I knew the show and I knew the character that I was going for. You know what I mean? I was very familiar. It was one of my favorite shows. I watched it all the time. So I was a little bit bummed on that one, but you can't get them all.
Yeah, can't get them all.
Win some, you lose some.
Yeah. So did the Punky Brewster experience, was that what kind of made you want to get out fast?
No, not really. I kind of just, here, this is where I got to be careful again, remember?
Yeah.
I said I had to be careful about the mom thing. Of course, now she's going to listen to this one and be like, why did you say that? It was ongoing. I had started to dislike the drive in traffic to the city because I was a valley girl. I lived in the valley.
Yeah.
As did my mother. And we just sort of, I got to the point where I just didn't want to do it anymore, and she really didn't want to do it anymore either, but she wouldn't say that to me because it was my deal if I wanted to do it. And my mom was always real stand-up, and she supported me no matter what. And she was, when I said I didn't want to do it anymore, she was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Just like that,
Just like that.
Wow. So aside from Punky and Inspector Gadget, did you ever audition for anything that became really iconic?
I mean, other than the Punky Brewster thing, which, was iconic for the 80s, no, not that I can recall. I wish I had some great story about coulda, shoulda, woulda, damn it, but I don't. I don't think so. I think the short time that I was in it, there wasn't too much. There were a lot of things I didn't get, absolutely. Yeah. But iconically speaking, not that I can recall. I don't think so.
Yeah. So did you finish school and then you got into another line of work?
Yes, I lots of different lines of work. I was a late bloomer, so to speak. Don't want to grow up syndrome. I did every job under the sun until I finally landed. And I really loved to code. I taught myself how to design and develop websites. And right. I started that early on. And then, I ended up having a little web development company with a couple of friends of mine. Mm-hmm. And I woke up one day and I was just like, I hate this. Like, I love doing this, but when it's for payment, it just kind of was a drag, Yeah. And so I asked myself, what do you love, Ginny? Like, what do you love? I was 30-something and, like, just feeling like I was missing out on the purpose, what the purpose was of my life. And I realized how much I love animals, specifically dogs. And so I walked away from the business and got a job making minimum wage cleaning up poop at a boarding and training facility. Yes, and I loved every minute of it. It was humbling. I felt like I was getting paid to play with dogs all day. And I absolutely loved it. And then that quickly escalated into a different position because I noticed that their website was really shitty and I wanted to help them out. So I opened my big mouth and I ended up redesigning their website, which put me in, they didn't have any social media or anything like that or any SEO. So technically speaking, I became their marketing person, SEO specialist, you name it, anything technical, I wear all the hats. And that's escalated into filling in for the manager when she's not there and, a full-time marketing manager position.
Yeah.
And 8 years later, here I am. I've never had a job for longer than a couple of years.
Same here.
And I get to do what I love. And it's the best. And the people I work for are fantastic. Place is called Topanga Pet Resort. And they're fabulous. And we watch dogs when people go out of town, and we do training. We have wonderful training programs as well.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I started using the internet in 1999, and I'm a big music fan. And I used to read rock and roll books, and I'd find out, how many albums the person released and, what the chart placements were and so forth. When the internet came and I started looking up, the websites of the bands and stuff and getting all the information on their albums, I was like, this is the best fucking invention ever. I hope this is not a fad,
Right?
So it kept going, but I wish it would have quit in certain aspects while it was ahead because it's taken over the world now.
It sure has. You sure hit the nail on the head on that one. It is definitely taking over the world, and a lot of people can't remember what it's like to live. My kids, they have no clue what it's like to live without internet, and that just blows my mind. Mm-hmm. I grew up where, it started, the internet came out when I was probably in 10th or 11th grade. Mm-hmm. And so I got to grow up without it, which I'm so glad that I did, We played outside, and we had to be home when it got dark for dinner, and, we talked to each other, and we had
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we all know how inaccurate IMDb can be. I was looking at yours. Are you about to do a horror movie called The Sacrificed?
I am. I am. This is a film. We actually we're on pause right now because of COVID.
Yeah.
But this is a film by Jonathan Moody is his name, and I'm really excited because it's going to be the first on-screen thing that I'm doing in 18 years. Who knows?
Yeah.
And it's basically a slasher flick, and it's about a girl and her friends that go to a housewarming party, and things start to happen, and it's supernatural. So we've got a satanic cult, and I am a part of that cult, so I get to be the bad guy. I'm super stoked.
Awesome. Yes, and I actually know a guy who's in it, Sean C. Phillips.
Oh, sweet. Very cool.
Yeah, he and I, we go to the same convention, the same horror convention every year, Monsterpalooza, out in L.A., and I was actually supposed to be there and the Hollywood show to meet you last weekend until all this shit happened.
Well, are you going to come in August? What is the schedule for?
If it's going to happen in August, I'll be there, sure.
Oh, I would love for you to come. I'd love to meet you.
Yeah.
That's great. We could hang and shoot the shit.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that all the 80s Charlie Brown kids were going to be there. I was like, oh shit, that's so awesome, I wish the ones from the 60s would, come out of hiding,
Well, I bet you all it would take would be for us to reach out to them, I bet you, because that's all it took for me, is just to get, have one person reach out, and then it's like, well, yeah, hello. Absolutely. Why haven't I been doing this all along? I'm going to look into that and see what I can do. I can track them down.
Yeah, because the only one I was able to find was that one, who turned me down, and the others I can't even find. And the funny part is they're all from the Bay Area where I'm from,
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're all from San Mateo or Burlingame, and I just thought, that would be a great conversation for us to have,
Right? Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this isn't over yet. Maybe we'll be able to. I'm going to see if I can't track them down.
Yeah. Hopefully get to do that and stuff. Yeah, I would love to come out in August. It's going to be hot as hell, but I'll do it.
Oh, no shit. Yes, it's going to be super freaking hot. But yeah, you should definitely come. I would love it. I would love that. And yeah, we have they call it the reunion, but it's so exciting. Do you know Brad Easton, Charlie Brown?
I haven't met him yet, no.
You should reach out to him, too. He's great. He might be willing, if you're interested, he might be willing to do a show or podcast for you, too.
Oh, yeah.
A nice kid.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a kid anymore. But.
Yeah. Well, I made the plan I was going to reach out to every one of yous, but I wanted to start with you, though.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Aw,
Thank you.
I try.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out to me. This has been great.
Yeah, I did listen to that other interview too and stuff. You didn't say that. You didn't say that much bad stuff, I don't think.
You know what? I didn't really say bad stuff at all. It was just my recollection of it and hers were just completely opposite, and so she took offense. But that's mom. I love my mom. She's my bestie. So whatever she wants, whatever it is, I'm going to try to fix it.
Well, if you really want to offend her, we can talk about masturbation.
Then I'm going to have her not listen to this at all. But I'm down. I know. Isn't it National Masturbation Month?
It is, yes.
See there?
Yeah. So, do you got any good stories?
Oh, see, I had a feeling you were going to ask me that based on the other interviews.
I wasn't.
I have a lot of good stories. However, there are other people involved. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about them.
Really? You are naughty. Yeah. I love it.
Maybe we should skip that question for now.
Okay.
And we'll come back to it if I'm allowed to.
Okay.
Deal?
You're deal. You're so naughty. I love it.
I'm so what?
You're so naughty.
I am a bad girl. I'm a bad girl.
Yeah. I'm a
You got me going.
I'm a bad boy. Okay, well, we're getting to my secret silly game.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. Ginny, are you ticklish?
Yes, I am ticklish, but only in certain areas. The heels of my feet
Nice.
are ticklish, and I don't know if you want to call it ticklish. My pits, it's something that I cannot have anybody touch ever.
Mm-hmm.
There's this weird thing that happens to me. I feel completely violated if somebody tries to touch my pit. I don't know where that stems from, but how about you? Are you ticklish?
Oh, yes, I'm baby ticklish. I mean, I get a knee-jerk reaction when someone tickles me, and I've been known to hit people in the groin.
It's an automatic response.
Nope.
Great.
Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
I have an innie.
That's
I
hot.
have an innie, and I'm proud of it. And it was pierced a couple times, but both of them came out. My body rejected the navel piercings. What about you?
I have a very deep innie.
Yes, deep innies. Woo! Good.
Yes. I've been known to hide crystal meth in there.
What else can you hide in there?
Someone's finger.
All right, that works. That is an extremely deep innie.
Yeah, lots of stuff. I got what I call naval storage.
Naval storage?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much. I love it. Here, let me just pull this out of my navel.
Yeah.
You pull out puppies. A puppy and a freaking orange.
Puppy fur.
Right? Oh, no!
What color are your toenails painted?
My toenails are painted ruby red with some glitter. Like,
Nice.
There's no place like home. Like the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
Yeah. Are your toenails painted?
Not right now, but if I do come to LA to see you, they will be painted because I always like to make them nice and bright when I go out there.
Yeah, that's right. Get it. I love it. What color are you going to go?
I don't know yet. Last time I had purple with sparkles. I don't know what the next one will be.
I think you should do green. Green, please.
That's an idea, yeah.
Yeah, in honor of Peppermint Patty's shirt.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Amazing.
What would you say is your best personality trait?
I think my best personality trait would probably be my ability to read people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good at sort of reading people and making, allowing them to feel comfortable being themselves around me.
That's what you do with me, definitely.
Aw, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably do it. What about you? What's your best personality trait?
My sense of empathy, for one, and the fact that I have no filter.
That's a great one, too. I love that about you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And then my favorite question, is there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Stinky smell that just makes me gag. Not really. I don't really have much of a gag reflex when it comes to stinky smelling shit. It's just not there. There's not much that can make me, actually physically gag as far as sense are concerned. I don't like belly button smells.
Oh, okay. That's one.
That's pretty gross. But I don't gag on that.
Yeah.
What else is nasty? I don't know. I don't really care about stinky absolutely. Oh, my boyfriend's farts are pretty rank.
Really?
And they linger. Yeah, that's a bad one. That would be the closest to gagging I could possibly get, would be the smell that comes out of his ass. No, he's going to kill me for that.
Yeah, me, it's either farts or feet.
Farts or feet.
Yeah.
Good one. Yeah.
Yeah, someone told me that should be the name of my autobiography.
Oh, it's perfect. Farts and feet. I love it. It's got a ring to it, man. I'm doing it. Do it.
Really, years ago, I said if I had an autobiography, it was going to be called "I Peed in Her Butt and She Liked It."
That's an option too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a tough decision. I don't know. Maybe you'll have to save one for the second book.
Yeah. That would be great. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you. I saw this great picture that I want to use on my thumbnail, where you have a tattoo of Peppermint Patty.
I do. Yes, absolutely. Use it.
It's on your wrist.
Yes, it's on my forearm. I got that 10 years ago. Freddie Negretti did it. The Shamrock tattoo. And I just love it. I love it. I always get asked about it. It needs a little touch up. It's fading a little bit. But yeah, that's my girl. I keep her with me all the time.
I wanted the tattoo for years, and then I had my accident. And now, because of all the scar tissue I had and stuff, it wouldn't be a good idea to have the ink go into my system, But do you know what I wanted?
Did you what? Tell me.
I wanted a tattoo on my stomach of Bart Simpson mooning, so that my belly button can be his asshole.
His butthole. Woo!
Yes.
I love it. Oh my God, that's so great. There's no safe on you where you can get it where it'll be safe, where it won't be toxic for you.
It's not so much that. It's the fact that I have a scar. I have a big old scar on my belly from the accident, so it would come out funky.
You won't take on the scar tissue.
It just wouldn't look good, But I'm sure someday, maybe as I get older and my system will be better, maybe I'll get another tattoo of something else. But
oh yeah, I love that idea. I've never heard of that before with the asshole thing. That's good. That's so great.
God, you are so awesome.
I have a scar on my stomach too. I had a major surgery, and I have a scar that goes from one side to the other, and it's funky feeling. It does. It takes a really long time for the scar tissue to feel somewhat normal. Do you have any feeling in that area, or have you lost the sensation?
I have feeling in that area. The only area that I don't have feeling is because I broke my leg in 7 places, and so my foot is very sensitive to be touched. Not painful sensitive, but just like I don't have any nerves in there.
Oh, that's gotta feel strange. That's weird.
It does, but I can still be tickled in that area and feel it.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
The tickling can still happen. Woo-hoo.
Yep.
Excellent.
Well, Gini, thank you so much for coming on today. You are so much fun.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me. You are a doll. I adore you, and don't forget to come out to see me at the Hollywood show. I would love to hang with you. I love your show, and you're doing a great job, and keep it up.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'll keep in touch about that show and everything, and you're always welcome to come back on just to have a chat.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Definitely. I'll pick you up on it, so don't be making offers you can't follow through on, mister.
I never do that.
Awesome. That kind of guy.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great rest of your day, and
you too.
And have some great orgasms.
Oh, you bet. You bet. As soon as we get off here, I'm going to handle it.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. Take care, bud. Thanks again for having me.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it. Gini Holtzman. Ain't she a sweetheart? Man, she's a lot of fun. She wasn't anything that I expected. I mean, I liked that interview that I listened to of her before, though, but she got to really let her guard down, and I loved it. She was awesome. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes!